do, and we don't have enough time to do it. We're doing it with all the time in the world. Okay, so how many of you were here yesterday for our panel? So this is a continuation of yesterday's panel. So what I'd like to do is, let's talk just for a few minutes. For those of you that don't know, I think it's on the schedule, but right after this panel, I'm going to be signing right outside this door in this hallway here. So if I missed something that you wanted me to sign, or if you bought something you wanted me to put my scribblings on, I'll be happy to do that for you. I also have some music CDs left. And a lot of you that are here today that weren't here last night got a lot of emails about music, and I would love for you to have it. So Christmas is coming, I have a Christmas CD, and you know, what would be more fun than to hear dorky songs by me at Christmas? So, okay, so let's continue with some questions, and then as soon as things are set up and ready to go here, we'll show a little video action. And, yes?
Since you're not doing a concert,
Deja vu. It was you yesterday, wasn't it? Oh, that's weird.
Since you're not doing a concert, would you sing like the opening line to the Dragon Ball GT Violet song?
Oh my gosh, that song, that's a rough one. Yeah. Exactly, see, I don't remember either. Yeah, can I do another one that I know the words to? Dear Angel or Brothers? Alright, here's your question, which one? No, that's too hard. Okay, I have a surprise for you. First, let me do this for you, ready? How can I repay you, brother mine? How can I expect you to forgive? Clean the passion of blood and shattered your chance to live. Though I knew the loss I paid no heed. No cure for death. Beautiful mother, soft and sweet. Once you were gone, we were not complete. Yeah, I'll be releasing that one soon. And I will buy it, and I will destroy it. Hey, you want to hear some fun news about that song? I recorded that just for fun, right? Like a couple of years ago, I recorded an English version of it, but I didn't do it like to sell, because that would be illegal. I just did it for fun, just to do it, and it was around the internet a little bit, and then it was kind of pulled because I didn't want to get in trouble, because I didn't want the people that owned the license to the song to get upset with me and think that I was selling it, which of course I wasn't, but I always wanted to record that song and put it on a CD, on one of mine, in English. Well, I've been working, a friend of mine has been working on getting the rights from the people that own that song for like the last year and a half, trying to get a hold of the permission to record that song. And the good news is, just a few short weeks ago, I was given permission to sing that. New CD right now that will include that one, and there's another one I've been given permission to sing and record, and it's called the D and Angel theme. So both of those will be on the next CD, and the next CD that I'm coming out with is like a club mix CD, of like kicking songs, like versions of my songs that have been made into like, you know, high energy fun songs. So if you ever imagine, what in the world would the Brothers song sound like, amped up a little bit, you'll get to hear it. In fact, without wanting to give away too much of a surprise, you might want to come to the rave tonight. Because we just made here a little sneak preview of a song. So, alright, question.
Okay, go back to your Star Trek thing we had yesterday.
Yes, let's go back to Star Trek. Yes, absolutely.
What's your favorite episode and why?
Oh my gosh, I love that question! Original Star Trek. Who knows original Star Trek pretty well? You know what my favorite episode is? Don't do that. You scared me. Don't turn the lights off with 600 fangirls in the room. Turn them on, I'll be standing here like nude. The girl offered me $100 for my shirt yesterday. She'll get the shirt and I won't get the $100. Okay, favorite Star Trek episode. I'm gonna totally throw you guys a curve because there's so many great episodes that I loved. Most of them in the second season. Many great ones. You guys remember the Doomsday Machine with the USS Constellation, the other starship that got beat up by this giant cone-shaped robot weapon? Well, I love that one. I love a piece of the action. Remember that one where they went to the planet where they patterned their culture after the 20s and the gangsters? Great episode. I love the Deadly Years when they all the landing party contracted that radiation disease that made them age very quickly. Remember that one? Great one. So many good ones. But my favorite of all is an episode from the 3rd season called Requiem for Methuselah. This was the story. The entire crew of the Enterprise had contracted Rigelian fever, and the only way that they could combat it was to find large deposits of this mineral called Ritalin. So they went to this planet where they thought there was some, and they met this man named Mr. Flint, and he invited them back to his home, and he was going to help them. He had this robot. He was going to help them process the Ritalin. And he has this young girl that lives with him. And of course, Kirk falls, as he does, in love with her. And they keep finding these amazing things around his home. They find like a Gutenberg Bible. They find original paintings from Leonardo da Vinci. They find a waltz by Johannes Brahms that is written in manuscript, in Brahms' own hand. And they're like, this guy must be multi-gazillionaire to have these amazing originals, authentic pieces in his home. And then they find out, and meanwhile Kirk's falling in love, right, with this woman who seems to be to him like the perfect woman. She's brilliant, she's beautiful, and she's kind and romantic, and of course she looks at Kirk with the big doe eyes, you know, the big fog filter, the diffusion filter they put on all the women. And then they find out the secret. The secret is that Mr. Flint is immortal. He was born in Mesopotamia, and he was pierced in battle, and he didn't die, and he realized that he had some form of instant tissue regeneration, and he was able to heal immediately, and he has lived for thousands of years, and he was Brahms, and Da Vinci, and Galileo. He was all of these men through history. And he always would marry women, and then they would age and die, and he was so lonely. And so he built the perfect woman. And they found out toward the end of the episode that this woman, Raina, was an android that Kirk had fallen in love with. She was perfect because she was built by this man to be the perfect woman for him that would never die, would never age. And Kirk and Flint, like, get into a fight, and Flint is like throwing Kirk all over the place. And Spock is like, you know, Captain, you really should stop this because there's a danger here. And he's like, shut up, Spock, we're fighting over a woman. And Spock's like, no, you're not, for she is not. And, oh my gosh, I'm gonna start crying. I love this show so much. The girl stops. They're fighting, right? Do you mind if I tell you this? Is this okay? They're fighting, and this girl, she's standing in the corner watching these two men that she loves fight. And she goes, I cannot be the cause of this. I will not be the cause of this. And finally she goes, stop! I choose where I want to go, what I want to do. And Kirk's like, she's human. She's developed this ability for choice, this human characteristic. And Spock's like, you guys better stop. And Kirk's like, come with me, Raymond. Please come with me. I want you to be with me always. And Flint's just standing there going, stay, please stay. And Raymond starts like not being able to handle the pressure. And she says, I was not human. Now, I love. And she falls over.